Hi, this is Kirk Smith with I.C.H.E's Take 5. We've dedicated this month to talk about home discipleship and what that looks like simply compared to homeschooling. Last week we read from Deuteronomy chapter 6 verse 7, which is probably the most well-known verse in regards to home discipleship. Here Moses writes, "You shall teach them," God's commands, "diligently to your children. You shall talk of them when you sit in your house, when you walk by the way, when you lie down, and when you rise." Last week we talked about when we rise up and when we lie down. And the main context for that, of course, was family devotion and personal devotion. Today I want to talk about what discipleship looks like when we sit in your house. Now, for you homeschool moms, we're not talking about schoolwork, sitting at a desk with their books. I think the two situations that we could be used to most advantage would be sitting at the family meal table and two, sitting in car rides. Those are two great opportunities to disciple our kids that often go unnoticed. Let's talk about the family meal table. In our home, we use the family meal table to teach many things. First of all, simple manners. Our house is very loud, and so we try to use the family meal table not to interrupt. That's a challenge. We try to teach our kids patience. We wait till everybody's served until we all can eat at the same time. And so just by taking a few little extra minutes, we can teach our kids valuable lessons. We teach history, national history. There are times my wife has had our kids wear an outfit of some historical character to a supper table and give a 2 to 5 minute speech on George Washington or Patrick Hamilton or anybody. Sometimes we've invited our mothers up. Our fathers are both passed. My kids will ask our mothers, their grandmothers, about family history. Our kids have asked my wife and me how we met, how we began to proceed in our relationship, our wedding day, things that they weren't around for but yet still enjoy. We use the family meal table to learn how to speak. We'll have our kids answer maybe a one-word question like, "What's your favorite color?" Or if you had to live in any other state besides Illinois, what state would that be? Then we can go off of that and be a little bit more complete, a little bit more extended in our thoughts. We'll ask a question like, "What's your favorite animal?" And our kids will be expected to give a thesis statement like, "There are many reasons I like horses. One reason is," and they'll explain that. The second reason, a third reason. These are 3 reasons that I like horses. This teaches our kids to think systematically and to speak systematically and logically and to speak in an articulate manner, just like hopefully I just did to you. And it's been pretty funny because we just do this around our table, yet our 5 and 6-year-olds will get up and we'll ask them a question. They'll say, "Number 1, number 2, number 3. It's just been a natural part. It's not like we're having a big speech class or speech and debate. We're just using the family meal table to teach. And a second situation, which we can take more advantage of, I believe, is car rides. Rather than watching the TV set or everybody get on their own iPods, we can take that time to maybe read a book or an article to our kids and have discussion along the way. One of our favorite things when my kids were younger, the 4 girls used to have Tuesday afternoon lessons in a nearby city about an hour away. And we would use that time to listen to a talk radio, which at that time of day was usually Rush. And we listened to Rush Limbaugh for 10 minutes, then we'd shut it off, and then we would talk back and forth, and we would talk politics, we would talk world history, we would talk current events, we would talk about leadership in Washington, both good and bad. I remember one day my now 17-year-old, when she was 8, said, "Daddy, we just need to move to Indiana. It's so much more fiscally conservative than Illinois." As if fiscal conservatism was a thought of every 8-year-old child. But that's just some of the byproduct of discipleship. When we lie down, when we rise up, when we sit down, those are just 3 situations where we can use discipleship in a glorious way to teach our kids, not just academics, but about life. Next week, Lord willing, we'll talk about discipling when we walk along the way, which is the most exciting part of home discipleship. This is Kirk Smith with I.C.H.E's Take 5. I want to encourage you, if you have any questions, you can email me at ksmith@iche.org and submit any questions that we can try to address during this time. God bless. Have a great day.